How's it going? My name is Toby Friesen, and I play guitar for Jeremy Camp. I've been in Nashville for 20 years, and for the last 15 of those, I've been touring with Jeremy as his lead guitar player and band leader. I got connected with LSL Instruments over a decade ago and have somehow ended up in the incredibly fortunate position for them to name a guitar model or at least a guitar configuration after me. So this is the Toby Friesen model, and I'd love to talk to you about some of the specs, and I'll play you some tones and some parts. So let's check it out. This guitar has got their Silverlake body. I like this because I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'3", and I feel like it kind of fits my size well. And I love kind of the vintage aesthetic of it. So I went with the 3-tone Sunburst and a relic on it. And they did a phenomenal job. It's got beautiful finish checking, nitro finish. And I really care about the playability and the comfort, especially for my left hand. And so I was very specific about, I wanted just a nice medium C profile. I wanted a 12-inch radius. I prefer a little bit flatter radius. If I'm doing bends, the radius doesn't get in the way of that. Like sometimes I feel like the 7 1/4 more curved radiuses can, depending on the setup. Also, I asked them to roll the edges. So that means that they will sand down the edge of the fretboard here so there's less of an edge, and because I like to hold the guitar like this with my thumb coming over the top, and I find that there's no painful digging into my fingers from the edge of the fretboard that way. I also specifically requested jumbo frets over the vintage frets. I feel like the jumbo ones are easier to play. And then tonally, I went with the 3 pickup and a 5-way switch setup, because I've gotten used to having all of these tonal palette options at my fingertips with one guitar. And I like being able to go from a neck position single coil, which is my favorite single coil tone, to a bridge humbucker, and in this case, a mini humbucker, and the power that that gives me when I need that kind of more rock and roll feel. So, and everything in between with the middle pickup and the 2nd and 4th positions. So those were the things that I was specific about. I really like the wraparound tailpiece as well. I find that it holds tune extremely well. It's rock solid. And when it arrived in the mail from LSL, so they shipped it from California and I live in Tennessee. It took a few days to get there. I pulled it out of the box, pulled it out of its gig bag. It was perfectly in tune. And it stayed in tune for days that way. Me laying it on the couch, picking it up, playing it, laying it on the couch, picking it up, playing it. I didn't touch the tuning machines for days, and I was amazed at how well it stayed in tune. So props to LSL for knocking it out of the park. So let me show you a little bit of what it sounds like, and I'll go through each of the pickup positions and let you hear it. I never play completely clean. I always have like a little compression and a little drive on there. You know, I'm not a jazzer. And I typically have an always on light overdrive. In my case, I love the JHS Morning Glory pedal. So that's always on there. And I typically have a Keeley compressor going as well. So those will be going on. I'm playing through my trusty Tyler amps JT22. it's been Old Faithful for me, and it's got that kind of American tone, 60s Fender style tone. So let's get started. I'm going to go through each of the pickup positions with a clean-ish tone, because that's as clean as I personally get. Real quick, these are true single coils. They are slightly overwound, and 60s style LSL winds them themselves, and I asked for, I think, 5% overwound, just for a little bit of a higher output that matches to the output of the mini humbucker in the bridge. So there's not a crazy spike in output when I go from single coil to bridge. So starting on the neck pickup, here's what it sounds like. You can tell it's not sparklingly clean, but it's to the point where if I dig in, it breaks up more, and if I lay back on my pick, it's nice and sparkly. Now, if I go to position 4, which is the neck in the middle position, let's get a little bit more of that 80s, a little bit more of that S-style sound that you're used to hearing. It lends itself to that, you know, the 80s kind of punchy rhythmic feel. I really enjoy that. Here's the middle pickup by itself. Now we're going to go to middle and bridge position together. And now, bridge position. You can hear it really kind of break up when I dig into it, which I love. That's a quick kind of walkthrough of each position, and I'd love to play some specific parts for you, the tones that I use when I play out live with Jeremy. When I play, I think in the world of parts and textures. So I'll play you some of those more ambient textural type things and some more gainy stuff as well. This is a preset that I use for a song called When You Speak. And the cleanest that I get is on the verses of this song. And I start on the neck position, and it goes like this. And then I switch. I'll do it a lot faster in time, but I'll just explain what I do here. Now, I switch to my 4th position pickup, and I go to my next preset to get some more ambience. This is for the pre-chorus of the song. And then that takes us to the chorus, which cuts all that out and gets it real dry. And the part that I'm playing is simply... Here's the hook of the song. Back to the verse. So you can even just hear from what I'm switching on the guitar and the pickup positions, it allows me a lot of tonal choices. And I really love that about this guitar. This next part is from a song called Dead Man Walking. And I actually use a Line 6 Helix on my board as a organizer of my tones. Through the loops, I'm running external analog overdrives. I'm using this to organize it song by song, snapshot by snapshot, and it's receiving MIDI from our tracks, and it is automatically switching from song to song and part to part even for me, so I don't have to stand at my board at all times, which is a total game changer for me. And having the amps on board here digitally, they're there as my always on backup, but I love running real amps live. I mention that because I also use it to detune my guitars half step down, because a lot of times I don't have time to switch guitars in between songs as we go quickly song to song to song. And so I can keep the same guitar longer during the set and the Helix will tune down. So this song I'm playing in E position or C sharp minor, but it's actually in E flat. And so if you hear that and you look at my hands going, he's playing E, but I'm hearing E flat, that's why. It's because the Helix is in real time tuning my guitar down. So here's the intro part that I play on the verses. It's the same chord progression that I played earlier when I was showing you the clean stuff. It goes. I'm on the middle pickup here, so doesn't have quite the low end presence that the neck pickup does, and I find that it cuts through a little bit more in the context of the intro of the song. Then here's my chorus tone. I'm switching to the bridge for that rock power chords. Then at the end of the song, we take it up a level and I get to do a solo over the outro. And so I'll show you what I play there and how this bridge pickup handles kind of a soaring kind of lead sound. So here's the basic driven chorus tone. Then here's that solo tone. It's going to jump up a little bit in volume. That's by design, and gain as well. So that's kind of that's as solo-y as I get, but the guitar handles it great, and I really enjoy that. There are some songs that I go kind of from an extremely vibey to a very fuzzy type distortion, so I'll show you that. This song is called Can't Take Away, and intro goes like this. Hard stop as the vocal comes in, and then second half of the verse, I come back in. And then I go to like a very saturated, crazy fuzz tone on my bridge here. There is a low octave blended in there a little bit, which adds to that thickness, which is really fun. So I have a theory. I don't know how scientific it is, when it comes to like a Wraptail wraparound bridge. And that is, the shorter the entire length of string that's under tension, I don't have to bend the note quite as far when this entire string length is shorter to hit the bend pitch. I have a different LSL guitar that they make. That was the first one I got from them. And it came with a wrapped around style bridge. And I got so used to playing it. And when I played something with the Bigsby and I went for that same bend, I go, oh, I gotta go push it a little farther. And so this is just a preference because my fingers were used to the tension and you know, how far I had to push to get those full step bends or half step bends, and that's why I went for the and I just prefer. I love how in tune it stays, and anything else that's out of tune is my finger's fault. It's probably not this fault. What I liked about the mini humbucker is that it retains a clarity really well. And I find that it's a nice match when paired with single coils. And honestly, I think it looks cool. It all plays a part in it. But at the core of things, I wanted the girth of a humbucker with as much clarity as possible. And I felt like a mini humbucker really does both of those things really well. Okay, story time. They have been really generous to me, and they sent me out a T-bone model. And it came with a neck, excuse me, a neck position P90 and a PAF in the bridge. And I didn't love it. And I have found the older I get that my tastes are, I would love to say they're refined. Maybe they're just picky. But I thought to myself, well, the neck feels a little dark. And the bridge also felt a little dark. So what can I do to brighten it up or change some of those things? So I ended up, with the help of my guitar tech at the time, we swapped out the neck pickup for a mini humbucker, and we routed out a position to put a single coil in the middle and made it a Nashville style. And then we swapped out the PAF that was in the bridge for a humbucker that had a little bit more clarity. And I sent a picture of that to the artist rep at LSL, my friend Johnny, and I said, look what we did. and he said, we don't have any guitars like that. That's actually kind of cool. What if we did a Toby Friesen model that kind of followed that line of thinking? And that's where it all started. Because it's certainly not my name that's going to sell the guitars. People are like, who's Toby? Hopefully the idea of this guitar and the look and the playability and, you know, the tonal offerings it gives will sell itself. But I'm a huge fan of this guitar and what they put together, and this finished product is phenomenal. It's also going to be available in Monaco Red, which is similar to Candy Apple, but not quite as dark, and it does have some sparkle in it. So I'm excited to see that colorway as well. I do have glow-in-the-dark strips here that I put on all of my guitars. There's been too many instances in between songs when the stage goes completely black and I'm supposed to start the next song and I can't see my fretboard and if it's completely black on stage. So this has saved me more times than I can count. If you get this model, it doesn't come with that, but Amazon glow-in-the-dark tape, and I just cut it and stick it on there. It doesn't get in the way of my playing, and it's saved me multiple times. But that's what that is, if you were wondering what those are. I mean, if I were to just kind of glance at both, I would be like, oh, which one's mine, you know? I mean, it's hard to call this a reproduction of this. I guess this is the original design, but I mean, it really does feel like the same guitar. So if you were to order one of these, you are getting what I have. Like you're playing what I'm playing. The neck is incredibly comfortable to play. It's a satin finish neck. I sweat a ton. I'm a total sweater. And I find that the neck allows me to still play comfortably, even in the hot outdoor festival season that we're in right now. They do, and they make, I mean, so much of their stuff in-house. Most of what they, if not everything, the mini humbucker is a Seymour Duncan. They've got a great relationship with Seymour Duncan, but they make everything else, I think, in-house, and which is really impressive. And one cool thing about LSL, they christen each of their guitars before it leaves the factory. If you buy one from them, you can pick the name, or if you buy one off the wall, it will come pre-named, but I think that's kind of a cool tradition that they have there. So whiskey, meet brandy. Wow, that was really cheesy. It's so interesting. I think I've learned how to live in my role well. Yeah. And as a hired gun who's been in a gig for a very long time, like that's what I feel like has kept me there. It's like my playing is adequate, but I'm not there because I'm a guitar hero kind of guitar player. Like the things that I have learned about this industry and touring is that I'm there to serve the artist, and the energy that I bring, that when they're around me, whether it's on the tour bus or whether it's in the green room or whether it's on stage, am I adding to their joy, or am I sucking their joy? And am I adding stress, or am I adding, positivity? And and since I'm in that band leader role, I'm an encourager by nature, and so my answers tend to be on the more positive side than they tend to be skeptical or pessimistic. And I think that's important too. It really is the kind of how do I support the artist, because it's not about me, and everything we do, even those of us on stage, we're in a service position. We're in a service industry to the artist, and so that connection and the vibes that come off of people, I think, are just so important. Yeah, are you a joy sucker or are you a joy giver? And I feel like that's why I've been so blessed and fortunate to keep doing this. And I like learning parts and getting specific about tones and trying to get as close to the record as possible, when that is what is required. And then otherwise, when there's a little bit more freedom, I'd like to think that whatever I add is tasteful, and fits the song. And then it's like, well, can you be at the lobby call at 4 a.m. and have a great balanced attitude that's not overly talkative because people are grumpy, and not sour because that doesn't do anybody any good. So even down to hygiene, it's like, are you self-aware enough to shower, to brush your teeth, to keep your junk out of the front lounge of the bus and contained? All that kind of stuff adds together to a total experience. It's just little things like that I've learned over the years of doing this, and that I feel like are the intangibles of working as a side guy. And again, like, I'm still like, how do I have my name on a guitar? It's like I don't feel worthy, but I'm super grateful.